Okay, so we're actually going to get started in child's pose. So feet together, knees nice and wide. Walk the hands out and relax the head and the neck down. So just feel the length down the spine here, letting the tailbone drop back, reaching the crown of the head forward. Just resetting the length in the back. And then your next breath in, you can press into both hands and come up to tabletop. So the wrists are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips. And we'll come into a few cat-cow. So on an inhale, reach the sternum forward, right through the biceps. Lift the chin. And on your exhale, round everything, tucking the tailbone, relax the head and the neck down. Inhale, come back up. And as usual, don't feel like you have to go exactly at my pace. You can move with your own breath. Inhale, lengthen. And take one more each way. Once you finish that last one, come back to neutral. So everything is nice and long. And we're going to come into some rib circles as well. So pressing evenly into both hands. Keep the fingers spread nice and wide. I want you to lean to the right side and arch the right side of the back. So tucking the tailbone down, you can relax the head. Start to slide that curve over to the left. And then press the ribs down, circling all the way back to the right. So imagine you're in a big balloon and you have to touch all points of that circle with the rib cage. Coming to the left, press everything down and pull it back over to the right. And you can keep going. We'll take a few more in that direction. Take one more. Once you finish, pause in the center. We'll do the same thing the other way. So you can lean to the left, round the back, slide it over to the right, and then press the ribs down through the middle, starting back on the left. Rounding, opening the right side, pressing down through the middle, and continue that a few more times. Rounding all the way around. So just to get all that morning stickiness moved out. Take one more circle. Good, and come back to neutral. So the back is nice and long. Take the feet together, walk the knees wide again. Sit back on the heels, child's pose. Relax the head and the neck down. Take a couple breaths. And keep the hands nice and far away from you. You can press firmly into the palms. I want you to lean forward. So bend the elbows slightly, but keep them hugged in close to you. So don't let them bend to the sides, bend them back. Start to dive forward, leading with the chin. Follow with the chest. And then slide the legs long, come up to cobra. So stretching through the whole front side, relax the head back. And on your exhale, lower the chest down. Come back to child's pose. So sit the hips back, walk the arms out in front of you. So no plank between them. Nobody wants to do plank in the morning, right? Let the forehead relax down. You're just moving straight from child's pose to a cobra. So press into the hands, look to the fingers. Make sure the hands are nice and wide. Keep the elbows hugged in so they're bent towards you. Dive forward, leading with the chin. Follow with the chest. Slide the legs long and lift straight up. Keep the feet heavy. Exhale, lower down. One more. Sit back. Child's pose. Relax the head and the neck down. And last time, walk the hands out. Look to the fingers. Come on up. Keep the elbows bent towards the knees. Dive forward with the chin, chest. Come all the way up to cobra. Just stretching out the front side. Keep hugging the arms in. Relax the head. And exhale, come down, tuck the toes, and sit up and back in down dog. So take your time to get there. Just very slowly straighten out the legs. Maybe pedal out the heels a few times. And on your next inhale, take the right leg straight up. Don't worry about how high it goes. And on your exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. So you're reaching the right toes to the opposite shoulder. So just bending the knee slightly, opening up the hip. Make sure the shoulders are square. So if that right shoulder pops up a little bit, just draw it back down so it's even with the left. Take one more breath. And on your exhale, bring the right knee all the way up to the hands and find pigeon. So slide the left leg back behind you. So again, don't worry about how far down the hips go. Just make sure that both hip bones are facing forward. So tuck the left toes under if you need it. And then maybe lean forward if you feel like you can or if you feel like you want to. So the forearms are down. Take a few breaths here. Relax the head and the neck. And let the eyes close. And make sure you're staying soft through the shoulders as well. So don't pull them into the ears. Keep letting them fall back and down. Take a couple more breaths. And on your next inhale, walk the hands in. You can lean off to one side to the right probably, so that you can swing the left leg all the way out in front of you. Keep the left leg straight out and take the right foot and cross it over the left thigh so it plants firmly on the floor. So keeping both hips down, both butt cheeks down. On your inhale, sit up really tall. Flex the left foot so the toes face the ceiling. Take the right hand behind you and see if you can hug the right leg in with the left arm. So inhale, sit up as tall as you can. Exhale, twist right over the right shoulder. Breathe. So keep cinching in the waist on both sides, drawing the navel towards the spine. Don't hold your breath. And on your next exhale, come back to the center. You can stretch the right leg out. Lean back on both hands, pull the knees in, swing the feet back, and find down dog. So press into the hands, tuck the toes under, sit up and back. Take a couple breaths. Make sure the hands are even or level. Gently flex the lower back so the tailbone points straight up so you don't get this round in the spine. So you want to keep the natural curve through the spine. Relax the head and the neck so you're looking between the knees. And again, on an inhale, you can stretch the left leg up. Don't worry about how high it goes. Maybe start to open the hip, bend the knee, and reach the toes to the opposite shoulder. Keep the left shoulder drawing down, so make sure if it pops up, you press it right back down to the center. Take a couple more breaths. And on your next breath in, go ahead and bring the left knee all the way up to the hands for pigeon. So remember, hips are level. Don't worry about how low you get. But if you need to, slide the right leg behind you for a little bit of a more intense stretch. You can let the arms come down. Make sure the back is nice and long. And we'll hold for the same amount of time. Let the hips soften. Keep the length down the right leg. Just take 2 more breaths where you are. And slowly press into the hands. Walk it back up. You can lean off to the left just to swing the right leg all the way around. Stretch the right leg out in front of you. Flex the toes up towards the ceiling. And the left arm is going to, or the left leg, left foot is going to come over the right thigh so that it's planted firmly on the ground. So keep trying to hug that left knee in close to you. And as you inhale, sit up really tall. Both hips are down. Take the left hand to the floor and maybe stay here if this is enough. If you feel enough here, pause. If you need more, you can wrap that right arm around the left leg. And as you inhale, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, twist back over the left shoulder. So remember to breathe, hugging the belly in, narrowing the waist. And take 1 more breath. And slowly come back to the center. This time, unhook the left leg. Stretch it out in front to meet the right. Keeping the heels together. On an inhale, sit up really tall. And on your exhale, tilt from the pelvis. So you're folding from the hinge at the hips. And then start to reach out towards the feet. So maybe you just get to the outside of the legs. Maybe you can grab the toes. So reaching with the sternum, see if you can gently fold over the thighs. Try to keep the back long. And only go as far as you know you can. So I know a lot of times it's really easy to push past the point that we should, but remember that you're stopping where it feels good, not worrying about where it looks good. So just take a few breaths, especially first thing in the morning. It's not going to be easy for anybody, really. Relax the shoulders. On an inhale, walk the hands back in. 1 more time. This time I want you to interlace the fingers and flip the palms up. And see if you can stretch them overhead. Keep the shoulders relaxed and down. You can keep the elbows soft. You're just growing as tall as you can through the crown of the head. And on an exhale, release the arms all the way out. Reach for the feet. And see if you can fold a little bit deeper. So inhaling, getting a little longer. Exhale, maybe fold a little bit further out. On your next breath in, release the hands, lift the chest. You can bring the feet in, find a comfortable spot at the top of your mat. You can even lay down too. If you'd rather lay completely flat, that's okay too. But either way, you can let the eyes close. And wherever you end up, just notice where the body is still tight. And see if you can consciously release those areas. So especially behind the eyes and right between the eyes, between the eyebrows. Relax the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. And take a few more breaths in that stillness. And on your next inhale, you can sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Bringing the hands together, exhale them right down to the heart center, sealing in your practice. Allow the eyes to open. Namaste.